Hey guys, it's Becky with Design Bundles, and I am back today to do my unveiling of this cute little machine. It is the Silhouette Portrait 3. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know our story, but we actually started with a Silhouette Portrait, the original, and it is a really great little machine. And a lot of people feel like it's going to hold you back, but you know, it really doesn't. It takes a few think arounds, so to speak. Like if you want to cut a larger size image or something like that, you may have to break it down into several, but for the most part, the Portrait is a great starter machine and you won't be sorry that you bought it. So I'm gonna go ahead and completely unbox it for you, and in addition, I'm gonna give you a little preview of using the new Silhouette app, because that is definitely a benefit of now being able to use the Portrait 3 with the Bluetooth on your phone or mobile device. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first and foremost, there's just a little tab. I bought this online and it came in a separate box, so there is no tape or anything for me to worry about. I actually like that. And then of course, when I first opened it, I get my little cheat sheet, all right? And it's gonna tell you this is where you go to set up your machine, all right? Now with that in mind, let's go ahead and start working out. You know, I'm a big fan of packaging, so I do like it when things are well packaged. And Silhouette, so far so good. I'm gonna pull things out. This is going to be my USB cable, my auto blade and my blade adapters. And then on this side, there we go, that is my power cord. Now make sure that you keep everything that comes in your box, because it will make it a lot easier if you ever have to make a warranty claim, or if you need to travel with your Silhouette, then you can pack it back up in the box and it keeps it all nice, safe, and secure. So this is our cutting mat. Of course, it is quite a bit smaller than our Cameo, but that's okay because it's a smaller machine, so that's to be expected. Okay. There we go. Set that off to the side here. And this is our cute little Portrait. Really cute. It is definitely a lightweight machine. So let's take a look at what we have here. Now, of course, we have the infamous blue tape. We do want, when we're unboxing it, to make sure that we really explore all of the areas of our machine and get out any unnecessary items like the blue tape. There's also usually a little bit of foam packaging in here. It just keeps anything from shifting or breaking while it's in transit. You can also move the blade housing while it's turned off. Don't try to move the blade housing when it's turned on or plugged in. And see, here's a little bit of foam. And that's it, guys. So with that, our Portrait is almost ready to go. So I say almost because I do need to install the blade. And of course the Portrait 3 has the auto blade. Now, if you are a beginner and you're just starting out with your Portrait, first of all, welcome to the club, right? You have your adapter. This is your blue adapter, and this is your auto blade. Now we could talk more about what the different adapters are for. With your Cameo 4, you actually get 4 different adapters. So this is your auto blade. All right, you have this little, I'm just going to call it a magnet on the back. It's a little metal plate, and this is what's going to connect with your Portrait here, and it will tell your software that a blade has been installed. And of course, you can always check down here. This is actually where your blade extends out from the housing. Okay, so let's do a close-up of installing your blade. Now this is your blade, your auto blade, and you're going to simply slide it into the blade housing, and you'll notice it's kind of a tight fit. What I do is I take one finger and hold it underneath this tab right here. Make sure that it is pulled out. Slide your blade in, put that finger in place, and just kind of pinch it in there. Make sure that it's good and grounded, and you want to make sure that you have no gap. So then you're just going to push that in, and you want the bottom of this blade right here to be flush with your housing. So let's back up a little bit and see what that looks like. So there we go. So I can tap it, I can move it around, but my blade is in there, and this part of the blade is what's going to be your indicator for what your blade depth is on. So with your blade in place, let's go ahead and do our first cut. The first thing you're gonna do, unbox, or rather unbag your power cord. And it is in 2 pieces. So you're going to undo the ties. And then of course you have a slot right there. You're going to plug them in together. This end is the end you will plug into your machine. It's in the back. And then of course plug the other end to your outlet. So once that's done, you do have a few options over here. Let's go ahead and turn on the power. Now working our way from the bottom up, you have your pause button. That's going to be in the event that you want to pause your cut. Then this is going to be your up and down, which will be your load and unload. This is also how you can advance the vinyl or the mat through the machine by holding them down. But when you're ready to load, you choose up, and when you're ready to unload, you choose down. Now, the next part is your Bluetooth button. So you want to go ahead and press that to turn on your Bluetooth, and then we are going to grab our phone and cut a design. We can go ahead and get our mat ready. Now you will want to remove the blue protective piece, but make sure you save that, because when we're done, you want to put that back on your mat so that it doesn't collect lint or any stray pieces in your craft room or just in the air in general. So what you'll do, you have arrows on either side. We're going to line up our material on the mat. You want to line it up with each roller that you have. And you will simply use that up arrow and it loads your mat for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my phone and show you guys about using this with the app. Now, if you need help with Silhouette Studio on your desktop, that's okay, we have a video for that. But one of the great benefits with the Portrait 3 is that you can use the app for it. So we're gonna take advantage of that today. So this is what you want to find. It's under the frequently asked questions. I'll post the link below, but just know that the Silhouette app is in beta testing. Okay, so what you're going to do is follow these instructions, and it tells you, for example, I am on an Android, that I can go to the Play Store and search for the Silhouette Go app. But of course, if you are on an Apple product, then your process is going to be just a little bit different. So make sure you go over those instructions. So I'm in the Play Store, so I'm just going to go up top, and here's what I'm going to search for, Silhouette Go. And it pops up right off the bat. I'm just going to choose Install. So once it installs, just click open, and it should open it straight on your phone, and it will walk you through cutting your first design. It's going to tell you to select the machine that you have, and then you're going to choose your design. It tells you can tap and hold to add it to your favorites, and that you can sign into your Silhouette library. So it says arrange your design. Okay, we can go through all that. Select your cut settings, connect to your machine, which we're going to connect to our Portrait 3. And then it just has to follow the on-screen prompts. So we will go back through all of that. I'm going to go ahead and select my Portrait 3 here, and I can go ahead and sign in. Now, if you were not already a Silhouette Studio user, then of course you would have wanted to choose sign up instead of sign in. So once I'm here, I can go ahead and select. Now these are files that are in my Silhouette library. I can go to recent downloads, user designs, personal use. This is going to mimic the library that you see on your computer. And I did try to upload an SVG file that I downloaded from Design Bundles, and I was not able to do that successfully. So what I had to do was upload the file using my desktop into my library and make sure that it was synced with my cloud account. And once I did that, the design did pop up here. So we're going to go ahead and select it. But just remember that the app is in beta testing. So if you experience any troubles, that's why. There's my file. So it came in really, really big. So we're just going to slide that down. Now I'm just using my fingers to pinch in and pinch out. and then I can use the handle on the side. And I'm going to position this on my mat. It does take both fingers to be able to move your mat around. And I'm going to position this on my mat. Now I have already loaded vinyl onto my mat, and I know that my vinyl is not quite the full 8 inches. You do have an 8 by 12 inch cutting area. So this is going to go on my portrait. So I need to measure my portrait and see what my cut area is. So it looks like I do not want my design any larger than 3 inches high. So I am going to size this to 3 inches. I am actually using the grid to size it, but let's explore some options available. So this is to copy and paste. I'm sorry, that was this little icon on the left bottom. Obviously we know that the right bottom is sizing. The upper right is your rotate, and then your upper left is your trash. Up here at the top is the undo and redo. Then this is going to be your group and ungroup. Next will be for flipping or mirroring. The next option, it just says arrange will be made available soon, so it's not available yet. And then the next one is going to be your print and cut, so we're not going to mess with that just yet either. So I did size this down to be 3 inches, and I'm going to position it to the left of my cutting mat, and that's where it corresponds with my vinyl. So I will continue to job settings, and I'm gonna change this to vinyl and vinyl glossy. Hit continue. I do want it to cut. Hit continue. I do have the auto blade. Hit continue. I'm not going to mirror my design, but I can go ahead and do a test cut if I want. I'm going to hit continue. It does light up in red, which is what I'm used to. I like that. I will, looks like you can change it to don't cut, or cut edge. I don't need to do that. I'll just hit continue. And it says to make sure that the Bluetooth is turned on. Mine is. So I'm going to scan, and it does say I have to grant permission for that. And it pops up, there's my Portrait 3. So it's going to connect Bluetooth. There we go, it's connected. I'll hit continue. Now it walks me through and tells me, hey, you need to load your material onto your cutting mat. And next, load mat in the machine. Let's go ahead and do that together. I'm gonna line it up like I showed you guys a few minutes ago and hit load. So I will hit next, and it says press send to start cutting. So let's go ahead and do that. So it looks like I do have the option to cancel it if I want to. Okay, so once the cutting is done, I can return to arrange, return to library, or repeat job. We are just going to return to arrange, and that takes us back to our cutting mat in case I wanted to make any changes and cut again. So let's check out our cut and see how we feel about it. Okay, so we just finished cutting. I'm gonna unload the mat and slide this away because it's so easy to do. And let's see our results. Okay, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to continue to weed this, and we will apply it to the machine, and then I'm going to give you my overall feelings about using the Silhouette Portrait 3. Okay, so I'm done weeding. I'm going to apply some transfer tape, and we will apply this decal to our new Portrait 3. So overall, my impression of the Portrait 3 is really good. Like I said, I may be a little bit biased because we started on the Portrait, but overall it's a really solid machine. It is very lightweight, and this is what I think of when I think of a desktop cutter. Now I know that the Cameo 4 and of course the previous Cameos, those are also considered desktop cutters, but this is something that I can tuck out of the way in any size desk that I have and just break it out when I need it. And unlike other smaller desktop cutters that have recently come out, this still cuts a decent size decal. Okay, so I'm not limited to a super small area. I can still take advantage of a decent size. Even the mat is 8 by 12, and then of course you can still cut vinyl without a mat. So a lot of benefits to be said for the Portrait 3. I am a fan for the price point. I would probably still upgrade to a Cameo 4 if space wasn't a concern. But if space is a concern or you want to start off small, there's nothing wrong with starting off with a Portrait 3, okay? Super cute, super easy. In a lot of ways, it's easier than trying to go straight to a Cameo also. Now, with the app, I will say that I'm a little bit let down, but you know, I have to remember that that app is still in beta testing. So I'm really hopeful for the future of the app, and I think the app combined with the Portrait 3 could really give you a very mobile cut experience. You should be able to travel with it and pack it up in your little suitcase, get a carrying case, whatever the case may be, and you know, this makes crafting mobile. So all right, guys, well, I really appreciate you joining me today. Of course, if you have any questions at all, make sure you leave them in the comments below. I will check in with you guys. You know, questions about the new Portrait, about the app, or about your Silhouette or any other crafting machine. And we will come back in and give you those answers as long as we can find the answers. So anyway, also make sure you subscribe to the channel because we always have a lot of really great ideas for you right around the corner. All right, guys, thanks again, and we will see you next time. Bye.